and Designs. It's not a company, but an idea. Companies die, ideas live forever. The idea is to evoke emotion. If we make you feel love, hate, or anything in between, then our job is done.
Yes, it's your boy, a new kid on the vlog, baby. 4 episodes in, Spuyimva, Nix. And we're excited to say we also reached a bit of a milestone. We are on 200 subscribers on YouTube on the platform Man Design. So thank you to everyone who's been contributing in terms of, constructive criticism. I know they say at times don't take constructive criticism from someone who's never built anything, but you guys are helping build this idea, which is New Kid in the Vlog. So thank you, man. We really do appreciate your input. So without further ado, we're gonna start this day off with our first segment, which is Let Your Cash Act. Right. So one of our favorite channels, Moja Love on DSTV. And I say favorite because I think between Man Designs and the New Kid in the Vlog, we've agreed that we kind of like the idea of a disruptive platform. And that's exactly what they've done. If you look at the shows that they've released. So with one of the shows that they've released, there's one called, is it FBK Millionaires? But it's basically a group of Forex traders that have come together, and we basically follow them around. It's like a reality show, and show how they live their day-to-day duties while they run this Forex business. They buy cars, they travel, they've got fancy houses and everything. And I looked at it and I said, we have a problem. We have a very big problem, because this phenomenon of Forex trading, it came into the market and everyone was infatuated with this whole idea of quick cash. And it was scary because a lot of people lost money. And this is, for me, where the buck stops, because Moja Love is not responsible enough to give us honest content, because they don't, for an example, tell us, that these boys actually don't own these cars. This is stuff that we have to hear from Radio 2000, when the CEO was being interviewed. They don't tell us the honest truth that some of these houses are rented and this boy is actually not even a millionaire. Right? But instead, they drive this narrative that Forex trading will yield you dividends, live this lifestyle. And it's scary. It's scary primarily because in this era that we live in, some of us have access to our grandparents' or parents' pension funds because they don't have enough power in them to still proactively think of means to get money. You understand? So sometimes they leave those responsibilities with us. And I can imagine a household where someone, after watching this whole great display and theatrics of how Forex can give you a better lifestyle, takes their parents' money and blows it away, right? Because Moja Love wasn't responsible enough to say, in hindsight, this is the reality of things, right? So let's get to the part where we're trying to let your cash actually act for you. So if you remember, when we aired our first episode, one of our biggest concerns was the fact that how do we reach a lot of people? How do we make sure that we're touching base with as many people as possible, being New Kid on the Vlog, right? So we kind of said we want to have presence on social media, primarily Twitter. And one of the ways that we did that was to grow my personal account, which is at New Kid _ T45. Finally, I remembered it. Yeah, New Kid _ T45. And we went around and we followed people, went onto these South African follow trains where like and retweet and follow. And we approached some of these people who are like small time influencers. So having done that, we actually found a way where if you're low on cash or you're unemployed, you can kind of make money for yourself. So what you do, you hop onto these follow trains on Twitter, follow people, they follow you back, like this picture, and whoever likes your picture, follow them back and all of that, and you kind of grow your account. So for me, it took me about, I think, 3 days to take my account from about 700 followers to about 3,000 followers, right? Massive, I know. So when we approached some of the guys that had like 12,000 followers who had been growing these accounts using these means, to try and get the name of New Kid in the Vlog out there, they would ask for a fee, $200. And so I took time to actually ask one of the guys, shout out to you, Ball and Versace. I took time to ask them, how do you guys, do you guys get approached by brands? How do you guys make money off of this? They say each time we tweet, whatever content you want us to tweet, that's $200 for us. And I think the prices, depending on how many followers you have, ranges from about 200 to about 650 for others. I know I asked Daniel Marvin as well, and he charged me about 650. So imagine many people asking you to tweet their content and each person giving you $200. That is a hell of a lot of money. And you don't need to squeal about not having, an extra side income when the New Kid in the Vlog is hooking you up with how to let your cash act. That has been the first segment.
I got problems, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yes, second segment of the show. And this one is called Who's Saying What? Right, so we mellowed down the energy for a specific reason. We're about to entertain some serious business, right? So New Kid in the Vlog has, I think, in its nature or the character that we've assumed as this platform, podcast, vlog, whatever you want to call it, is to be responsible with our content and to always take constructive criticism. And I'd like to thank one of the ladies that actually watched a few of our episodes and said, Tsepang, you cannot have or speak about gender-based violence and exclude the person that it affects the most. So it's one of the things that we want to do, but for now, because it is just me for now, allow us to have a word about it. It's not on. It's not on. I can't stress to any decimal point how it hurts. Fortunately for me, I grew up in a household full of women, and I've been privy to some of the abuses. And when you grow up, you don't recognize them as abuse, but as soon as they get contextualized and some of the norms are sussed out and dissected, and you realize that some things are just not okay. So what I want to talk about today is the fact that on Who's Saying What, Charlize Theron, an ambassador of gender-based violence, once released a video clip back in the day, must have been 90s, early 2000s, speaking out against the amount of gender-based violence we have to deal with in South Africa. And the video resurfaced with everything that's been happening in the country. Rest in peace, Winene. And she felt the need to again respond to this, and she said, it's something that when she shot back in the day, wanted to express and conscientize people of what's happening in the country. And I mean, it's a good initiative, right? And I sat back and I said, but again, there's such a detachment, because is she the right person to be making these remarks? Because one of the reasons New Kid on the Vlog never really entertains politics is because the problem with politics is that there's always either a narrative, right, or the truth. And sometimes the two can be confused. There can be truth in a narrative that's trying to be pushed by some people, and there can be an absence of truth in a narrative. And I said, if she really genuinely feels so much about gender-based violence in the country, does she not hold herself in high regard as one of our own? Boxberg, Boxberg. We don't feel her presence. And my biggest fear is that, there are people, it's true to say there's people in the West who are pushing certain narratives about South Africa as a country, and it might be because of many reasons, our participation in certain economies, who we decide to affiliate with economically, whether it's the BRICS, whether it's the Americans, and some people find themselves entangled in narratives that push a South Africa that is not succeeding, right? And don't think that this gender-based violence issue is not tampering with our economy. It is, So I want to say, I'm not really sure that her true message, it's an honest message, should be delivered by someone like her. And again, these are the views of the new kid in the vlog. We aim to inspire dialogue. We aim to inspire robust debate about things that are happening. And again, we also aim to weed out all of the crap in what people do say. But again, that has been Who's Saying What. This is the new kid in the vlog, and we are absolutely excited to have you guys subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe, Man Designs on YouTube, and also follow at new kid underscore T45 on Twitter. It's your boy, the new kid in the vlog.
Got problems, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Guys, first and foremost, we'd like to thank everyone who subscribed to our page, Man Designs. We'd like to thank everyone who's followed new kid underscore T45 on Twitter. We'd like to thank everyone who's had positive feedback and constructive criticism to the show. Remember, this is something that's just not about the person who's sitting in front of the camera or behind the camera or throughout the production phase of New Kid in the Vlog, but it's about everyone's opinions, because I'm not here to just let you know what I think. I'm here to entertain what's currently happening, and if it's happening to all of us. So again, thank you so much for joining us for the 4th episode of New Kid in the Vlog. Keep your eyes open and your ear to the ground. Episode 5 is well on its way, headed to 10. New Kid in the Vlog.
Got problems, got